Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying this awesome weather we're having, at least here in Texas, in the Houston area. And today I wanted to talk about reframing. And you might be wondering, well, Terry, exactly what is reframing? It's a technique that I teach my clients to overcome trauma, to overcome past hurts, to basically reach a better level of happiness, right? So, reframing is. Did I introduce myself? Okay, so I'm Terry with Gateway to Counseling. All right. And so, welcome to my show. So, all right, reframing. So, it's where you take a situation that has occurred, that every time you think about it, it causes you pain, and you reframe it. You change your point of view. It's real interesting because you guys know I read a lot and I watch certain people on TV. So actually, Pastor Robert Morris was talking about this the other day, but he wasn't talking about it in the context of reframing because he's a pastor, not a therapist. I was also reading from Tony Robbins, and he was talking about reframing in regards to being more successful in business. So we use reframing to have a better life, not just spiritual life, not just business life, your whole life, right? So I do like the example that Pastor Robert Morris used because I think it helps you the best to understand. So what he did was he took a bottle of water. I don't have a bottle of water. What do I have with me? Okay, so let's say this, right? So this is my checkbook register, right? So if I am facing you, then you see what's written here, right? You don't see that on the back there's a calendar, 2019, 2020, 2021, right? All right. So you only see this view. And if I wasn't on camera, I wouldn't see this view at all. I would only see this side back here. You would have no idea of what I am looking at. That is changing your perspective because you don't know what I'm seeing because you're not standing in my place. And I don't know what you're seeing. For example, you guys can see behind me this brain, right? And I, on the other hand, when I'm looking out, I see my neighbor's home. And I see the trees, and I see the sky, and I see the roses, and I see chairs, and I see all these beautiful things, which is why sometimes you see me looking up and smiling. But imagine that. You are seeing behind me this brain and this wall. And that might be very limiting to you. That might be a stopping point for you because that's all that you see. I have that view behind me to help you concentrate on what I'm saying. But I, on the other hand, see the sky, the trees, the roses, the grass. I hear birds singing in the background. And so I have this wide view of possibilities, don't I? Whereas your view is limiting right now. I have deliberately done that so that you will concentrate on what I'm saying. But I'm using it as an example to help you understand some people. Some people view their life as this wall, very limited. Whereas I view my life as very open to possibilities and anything is possible, right? So how does that help us to overcome the past? Past hurts, past trauma, whatever the case may be. In working with people who have been abused, especially those who have been physically abused or they've been neglected, they've been abandoned. Let's take, for example, an adult who was adopted as a child, maybe early in life, maybe 2, 3 years old, had a wonderful family, right? But was told at an early age that they had been adopted and that there was a mother and a father out there who gave her up. That person may grow into a lot of resentment, even though they have this wonderful life right now. But they feel abandoned and rejected. And because of that abandonment and rejection, they tend to go into relationships where they are rejected and abandoned, right? Where there is no real connection, because that's what they feel, is abandoned. And so they continue to have that type of life, those types of relationships. So what I do as a therapist is that I come in and help them to reframe. I come in and say, you weren't abandoned. You weren't rejected. Your mom and your father loved you so much that they wanted you to have a good life. And they knew they could not provide that for you. They made a decision that they wanted you to have a well-rounded life with great opportunities that they could not provide for you. See, I've had the opportunity to work with adolescents who are from other countries, and they come here leaving their parents to have a better life. And it's a decision that is made between them and their parents that they are going to come to United States to have a better life. We would see that as, my parents have abandoned me. My parents have rejected me. But no, it's not that way. And these are adolescents that might not speak to their parents for years. And if they do speak to them now, because we have FaceTime and social media and all these other things, but years ago we didn't have all of that. So they might not speak to their parents for years, and they definitely weren't going to see their parents until maybe they turned 18, maybe 21. So I helped them to reframe the situation. Maybe your parents gave you up because they loved you so much that they wanted you to have a better life. It wasn't an easy decision for them, right? I've not met too many people who gave their child up for adoption and it was an easy decision, right? If it was that easy, they would have had an abortion, right? So you reframe it. You look at a situation that has occurred to you and it's not necessarily about you. Maybe it's about something else. Maybe it's not a negative, it's a positive. So I help them to shift, to reframe, and to change it into a positive. And we practice this. We practice taking any negative situation, and I, as a therapist, will change it into a positive. I want to challenge you today to start to do that, to start to practice taking a negative situation and changing it into a positive. I'll give you guys one last example. So I took my family to the Cowboys game for Thanksgiving last week, and we got beat like crazy. And we're sitting there in nosebleed seats, and, we're frustrated because we're losing. And I had to say, wait a minute. I am here with my 2 cousins, my aunt and my uncle. We are at a Dallas Cowboys game on Thanksgiving Day. And we're having a blast. We're having a wonderful time. We woke up early in the morning. We took the drive in. We had gumbo. We got the tailgate. We got to dance. We got to hang out. We got to experience tailgating with the Cowboys. We got to experience being at the Cowboys game. I've only been there once. So this was only my second time, but never on Thanksgiving. And yeah, I do a lot here for the Houston Texans, but not in Dallas, which is my team. So wow, why was I sitting there getting frustrated that we were losing? Okay, we lost, right? But it was a wonderful time and it was a wonderful experience. And I shifted and I reframed it and we all had a great time. That's what I want to challenge you to do. Shift, rechange, reframe the negatives into a positive. Start practicing doing that because it becomes easier. It becomes almost automatic. Almost automatic. All right. See you guys on Monday. Bye-bye.